healing, and I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. And welcome everyone. You are listening to
Thank you.
TVOSJ, the voice of San Joaquin. And you know what? I have a young lady on the phone, and I've been wanting to interview this organization for quite a while. And I'm excited because I have her on the phone, and we're going to go ahead and do an interview. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. Of course, you are listening to the voice of San Joaquin. This is Betty Ramirez with Sabor Latino. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, you there?
Yes, I am. Yes, and
Okay.
thank you for the invite. We got dropped for a second.
Yeah, what happened there? I thought I lost you completely.
Yeah,
But we've got.
so I didn't catch the beginning of what you said,
Oh,
but yeah, but thank you very much for the invitation to speak.
oh, no problem. And like I was telling everybody, I was just welcoming everybody to the TVOSJ, the Voice of San Joaquin community radio station, right here in Stockton, California, off the Miracle Mile. Easy to find. We're at 231 Bedford Road. Someday I would love to have you here in person, Cindy. And just, know that I'm very grateful and thankful that you decided to do the interview with me. I want to know a little bit of everything about the Sierra Vista Child Family Services. And if you can start off by giving us a little history, that would be wonderful. So that way the community knows exactly what we're talking about and what organization. So go ahead.
Okay, so again, my name is Cindy Quezada, and I'm a senior program officer at the center, which is the operational nonprofit arm of the Sierra Health Foundation, which itself is a private health and racial equity philanthropy in Fresno and Sacramento. So, we really work in partnership with communities, organizations, and leaders, and we work towards reducing health disparities in the state, and specifically the San Joaquin Valley, which is where I am located in Fresno.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So I want to know some of the programs that you offer the community out there. I know that I've been reading up on you, and I'm curious to find out more information about some of the programs that you have. And one of them that really attracted me was coping with stress. Let's talk let's talk a little bit about that particular one.
Okay, so some of the programs that would be relevant, particularly to the San Joaquin Valley area and the county and Stockton, would be programs that we support through the San Joaquin Valley Health Fund,
Okay.
which it works in partnership with around 100 community-based organizations throughout the San Joaquin Valley, and the focus of the San Joaquin Valley Health Fund the priorities have been developed by these partners I just mentioned, with the focus specifically on immigration, health, housing, education, environmental justice, and land use planning.
Okay.
And more recently, there has been a big focus on the upcoming census in 2020, and to ensure that that we achieve a fair and complete count.
Okay. What does that entail, Cindy? Give me more information on the immigration one. I'm curious to hear more about that one.
So you're breaking up a little bit, but I think you asked me. Did you ask me what does it entail to achieve a complete count?
Okay. No, I was. You mentioned the immigration. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I wanted to know just a little bit more information on that.
Oh, okay. so there's, all these topics that I just mentioned form what we call the I Heal policy platform. And within that policy platform, the partners advocate for certain issues.
Right.
So, for example, with respect to immigration, at the intersection of immigration and health, there's a big interest in advocating for health for all in California, meaning that everybody can have the access, medical care access, regardless of immigration status. There's also a focus on for example, that there is sufficient legal representation for San Joaquin Valley residents.
Okay.
So there's like a number of issues under each of these under this platform that the partners advocate for.
Okay. I know that you fundraise a lot and you're out there in the community a lot. We have an event that's coming up that is a family event. I would love for you to come on out and represent. It's going to be in August, and I'm pretty sure I sent you information on that. It's a Sunday, and it's going to take place at the Weber's Point in Stockton, California. Would love for you to be part of it. There is going to be quite the attendees. We're expecting at least a good 900 to 1,000. You just never know. It is also a little car show and also a motorcycle show, but it's more a family event. And the music is just going to be wonderful by a lot of the local bands. And this is a fundraiser to help out community radio. Would love for you to come on out and represent and be part of our event. Would you be interested in a booth and representing?
Well, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the invite, and I will definitely take this up with my supervisor and see if we can attend, because it sounds like a great event.
Okay. And then not only that, but I want to talk about some of your other events that you're going to have. But I came across Country Summer Evening. I came across Back to School Backpack Drive. That sounds really interesting there for the students that are going back to school with new supplies. And then the other one is Give Back to the Community. Can you give me more information on that and when the dates are going to take place, so that way the community can come out and support you?
So actually, I don't have that information right now in my head.
Oh, that's okay. Because I did look up. I did look up some information, and let's see. Tell me about Hearts for Children. I think that's going to take place in September. September the 28th is what I have written here, and this is going to take place at the I think it's called Larsa Banquet Hall, 2107 East Monte Vista Avenue. And, of course, this is Denair, California. You know what? I'm going to give a number for more information, unless you have that number, so that way in regards to more information, they can be able to call you up.
Not.
Okay, then I'm pretty good. I posted a lot of information here on my paper and also on my page. So sponsorship information to phone number 209-523-4573. Tell me about the Back to School Backpack Drive. Were you able to hear me?
Sorry, can you repeat?
The Back to School Backpack Drive. Okay, Back to School Backpack Drive.
Yes. So I actually think that might be with another organization and not the Sierra Health Foundation.
Okay. No, I went ahead and got that from your page. Well, that's okay.
Oh, really? Okay,
Tell me
sorry.
about some of the other programs that you have then, the ones that you know from the top of your head.
Well, one of the issues that we are working on quite a bit is the census. We've invested a lot of resources and time into trying to achieve a complete and accurate count. Specifically looking at the San Joaquin Valley. And we focused on immigrant response to the census, and particularly, with respect to, a number of changes and proposed questions that might impact the response of the immigrant population, which is quite large in the
Yes.
In the San Joaquin Valley.
Yes. Okay. And what response did you get? Can you give me more information on that?
Well, one of the things that we looked into was the citizenship question,
Okay.
and the effect that would have on people's willingness to respond to the census. And it was it was really interesting because we did this study in 8 counties, so from San Joaquin County all the way down to Kern County. And what we found is that if you include the citizenship question in the census, that that a large percentage of people would no longer be willing to participate. And this would, of course, have could have dramatic effects on the resources that come to the state of California and to the different counties and communities within them. And the interesting thing that we found was that the citizenship question didn't just reduce the willingness of undocumented of the undocumented population to respond. It also affected the willingness of U.S. citizens born here, naturalized citizens, and legal permanent residents. We have written three reports on this study that looked at other things aside from the citizenship question. But the data and analysis were used in some of the court cases against the government with respect to the citizenship question. So, for example, our data formed the basis for what's called an amicus brief that went to the Supreme Court as they were deciding this issue. So that was a good. It was nice to see that our data was able to be used in this way.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so this is Sierra Health Foundation. It is
Yes.
It is a private philanthropy investing and serving as a catalyst for ideas, partnership, programs.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was interesting because I want to know everything that is happening, especially with the immigrants. And what was decided in court? Do you know the outcome?
Well, today the president had a press conference where he announced that he will no longer attempt to insert that question into the census. So now it is dropped from as a possibility. And but he stated that he will issue an executive order so that other agencies provide information about the citizenship to the Census Bureau, or to the Department of Commerce, which oversees the Census Bureau.
Okay.
But the good thing is that the question has been dropped
Yes, interesting.
from the official questionnaire, the census questionnaire.
Okay. All right. So what can we expect in the future with the census?
Well, the future is always seems to be very unpredictable lately. But what we expect to work towards is to really try and achieve that that complete count. the center at the Sierra Health Foundation was awarded state funds to 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 carry out census outreach efforts from Fresno County down to Kern County and including Inyo. So we're working with partners right now to develop a strategy and implementation plan to ensure that we reach out to all those, to all the hard to count populations, including immigrants, which are a large part of that hard to count population, and ensure that they are aware about the census and motivated to participate in it and be counted.
And be counted. You just said it. And be counted.
Yes, exactly. It's very important.
Yes. So what can we do as a community radio to help you? Besides putting information out, of course, this is great because this is what we're supposed to do with a nonprofit community radio station. And I'm glad that we're using it this way. Don't you agree?
Yes. Yes, I do agree. I mean, I think that media, particularly ethnic media, is going to play an incredibly important role in motivating and informing, educating people about the census. So, I think it would be, great to have, people come on and talk about the census, the importance of the census, and, particularly around the time, the self-response time, when people are actually supposed to respond to the census, which will be from mid-March to the end of April, to really just reinforce that message of, the importance of being counted and how that, brings benefits to the community, to the children, and also how important it is, politically, because it determines the number of electoral votes a state gets and the number of congressmen or congressional representatives, how political district lines are drawn. So it's very important to participate regardless of your immigration status. It's important to understand the number of people living in an area.
Yes. And in the San Joaquin area, can you give me an idea of the percentage of the, you say immigrants, Hispanics, respond?
So when I say immigrants, I mean, I'm referring to
different nationalities, correct?
Yeah, yes. Because one of the more fascinating things that we found while doing this study that I previously talked about was that personally I had never realized how rich the San Joaquin Valley is culturally.
Yes,
there's so many different ethnicities, and I think that
a melting pot.
Yeah, it's a complete melting pot, and Stockton it's very visible there.
Oh yes,
but,
definitely.
But when you're in a big city like New York City or San Francisco, it's more obvious. But since the San Joaquin Valley is so spread out, you don't always see the diversity. It's not always like right in front of your face, right? So, but it was really interesting. There's obviously there's a large Punjabi community, and when you're talking about the Southeast Asian community, it was really interesting because beyond Hmong and Cambodians and Filipinos and Vietnamese, there were also a number of other ethnicities. Some that I'm actually embarrassed to admit that I didn't even know about, but I was flabbergasted basically.
Yes.
Of all the different Southeast Asian groups. There's the Lahu. Those are the ones I had never heard about.
The
and
Hunans.
the Min, and so yeah, it's really it's been fascinating. So yeah, this is a region that's that it's very diverse, and it's important in the census for the census to reflect that diversity, because the census is meant to, you can. I tend to think of the census as like someone that has this big selfie stick and is able to take a photo of the U.S., right? And
Yes.
A photo that you can zoom into that tells you like, oh, we have this many men, this many women, this many people of color, these different nationalities and ethnicities and races, and so it's supposed to be a mirror of the United States. So it's important to get counted.
Yes, definitely. And especially when you have to look into keeping everybody healthy, right? You have so many different programs to improve the health and quality of life. And so, yeah. I agree.
It's interesting that that you bring that up, because so the census data is used to decide how to distribute like $880 billion federally, right?
Wow.
To
Yes.
all the 50 states, and which supports about 132 programs. But when you look at those programs, many of them provide a safety net for the most vulnerable populations. And so, for example, you have the census data is used to support, like, for example, Section 8 housing, which is access to affordable housing, Medi-Cal, Head Start programs,
Right.
the free school lunch program, clinics, like federally qualified health clinics, like all these, SNAP program. So, all these things really, I see the census as a tool actually for achieving, the health equity, and just equity in general, because as I mentioned, a lot of these programs really are serve as a safety net for many people. So so it is key to to participate and be counted. And I think it's also important for for parents, right? Because if
Yes.
you have children, this count is really determining both the political power, but also economic power, in a sense, for the next 10 years, for the next decade. So, if you have children right now, and your children have access to, the free lunch program or Head Start, or, other programs, it's important to ensure that everyone is counted,
Is
so
counted,
that
right.
the resources that are needed in those communities are distributed fairly.
Yes. That's good information there. Thank you so much, Cindy. What is it that we can do to help you, being a nonprofit radio, but community radio? Is there something that we can do, like maybe give an update every now and then when something does come up that you would like to bring to our attention right here? Is that possible?
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be great if you had, interviews around the census, PSAs, like any sort of messages that you can distribute to your listeners.
Yes.
That are informational, and that would be great, because I think as I mentioned, I didn't mention this during the study. We also asked people how they obtain information, right? That's important about issues that are important to them.
Correct.
And most mentioned some sort of media outlet.
Yes.
Either a radio station, or a particular radio show or TV show, or there's so and they were all ethnic.
Oh my
ethnic
goodness.
media outlets. So yeah. So I think that that there's a lot that you can do with respect to education and motivation.
Exactly. Well, I think this is the beginning of something beautiful. If you can
Yeah, I hope
help
so.
me, you send me information as it's coming so that way I can also report. I would love to have you here in person. I would love to meet you face to face.
Yes, I would. I would as well, especially because I'm very fond of Stockton. I did. I spent 2 weeks there doing another study, and I really liked it, and I think it's a beautiful place, and I have a great deal of affection to it, and I've continued working with some partners there,
Can you share with
yeah.
us what it is that you studied out of curiosity?
Oh,
What
sure.
was the study about?
I did a housing study.
Okay.
So basically, what we were looking for was unconventional housing, and what I mean by that is housing, like when people live in a converted garage,
Yes.
or people live in an apartment, like a unit in the back, like a mother-in-law unit, so to speak, or a trailer in the back. And so what we were doing was walking around or neighborhoods where there was a high immigrant population,
Okay.
and basically counting the number of these types of households. And the reason we were interested in that was because, in these types of households tend to not participate in the census. And the reason for that is because they don't have their own mailbox.
Okay, they don't have their own address, is what you're
They
saying.
don't have their own address,
Right.
so that means that the Census Bureau doesn't know they exist.
Right.
So they don't get an invitation to participate in the census. So what we were looking at was trying to see, what we wanted to see, is there a prevalence of this type of housing in Stockton? We had done a similar study in Fresno before,
Okay.
and we were doing this at a time when we had the ability to submit these extra addresses to the state so that they could potentially be included in the master address file of the Census Bureau, so that
Right.
these people could get an invitation come 2020.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
yeah, it was interesting because we found. I mean, we didn't do all of Stockton. It was in targeted areas where
Uh-huh.
we thought we might find find these types of homes, and we found that we found a 3% increase in addresses, which turned out to be like about 800 additional housing units that we found.
Okay.
And when you translate that into potential dollars lost, I think it came out to about 20 million or so, if I'm remembering correctly.
Wow, that's a big number.
Yeah, and when you think about who lives in these homes, it could be a single mother with her young children. It could be farm workers or construction workers sharing a trailer in the backyard, or like a recent immigrant family who might be living in a converted garage, right? So,
Right.
so the hard to count population tends to live in these types of housing units. So so we were very interested in understanding like the prevalence of that and highlighting it as as an issue, because from prior studies that other people have done, it turns out that like about 30 to 50% of the differential undercount is due to people living in this sort of housing.
Yes.
So, and it's the type of housing that you find a lot, actually like all over the country because of real estate prices.
Right. Very difficult to afford a home. Very
Yeah.
difficult. And talking about that, what comes to mind, and my heart goes out to the students that live in their cars.
Yeah.
That is sad. And yeah, what's your opinion on that?
On students living.
Students not being able to afford apartment or be able to. Yeah, I mean, and of course, there's a lot of students too that are homeless, and so they make their home wherever they can. And if that isn't in a vehicle, you're finding that more and more, and it's a sad thing.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that you also find, and especially in a lot of these rural areas throughout the San Joaquin Valley, is that there's more than one family living under one roof. So there might be a family per bedroom, right? So sometimes there can be, 12, 19, 20 people living in a house.
Yes.
And because of, that's the only way they can pay rent.
Right.
So, which is another population that doesn't get counted because, people are scared to put down how many people actually live in a house. But the truth is that this, this information is confidential. The Census Bureau cannot share it with any other agency. Share it with, like the housing authority or whatever it would be called, for the county. So again, this is just to say it's important to count, count yourself, because it is confidential.
Well, that's good to know, but what's happening there is people are not in the know. When they're not in the know, they fear, they're scared. They're not sure how that's going to affect them. And that's a sad thing. But it's real.
Yes, and I think, like a perfect example is the citizenship question, because everybody assumes that if you say that this question is about like identifying where the undocumented people are,
exactly,
or it's about immigration status, and the question is this person a U.S. citizen, yes or no? Right. And if you say no, you could be a
deported
green card holder, you could have a student visa, you could have a work visa, you could be undocumented, you could be, a variety of things. So it's not an effective tool to identify the undocumented population, because many people would check off no.
Yes.
I'm not a citizen, but there's that assumption, right? And fear of the word citizenship. So
yes. So what can we do to change that, Cindy?
Well, luckily the question isn't going to be on the census form anymore.
Okay.
But
so that's good news. That's information that we can put out there, right?
Yes, and but as I mentioned, just having people come in and talk about the census, or if it's possible to have community members call in to the show and and ask questions that they have. Or talk about any doubts, right? And
right,
because I think that a lot of people don't know about the confidentiality and the fact that the Census Bureau is prohibited by law to share any information with other agencies. So, and again, just like for people to understand the importance of the census to their daily lives.
Right.
It's from, it affects from like crowded classrooms to potholes in the street and bridges and
Yes.
access to health care if you live in rural areas. So it's just, in the past when I've talked to community members and I've kind of broken down, okay, like these are the different programs that are affected by the census count, and and really contextualize how how the census numbers could affect their community. People are really like, wow, I didn't know that. It's really important to participate. We really need to count. And so
education.
But you have to tell people because
Yes.
not everybody's aware of the different of the different programs that are affected and such. So
Okay, so education, 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 and get the word out so more and more people
Yeah.
are aware of it and do not have to
and
fear.
motivation.
And more motivation. Yes,
Yeah.
you are right on. You are so right on. Well, thank you so much for sharing with me and the community that's out there listening right now. And this is something that I can also convey in Spanish because I do have a show that is Noticias y Algo Más. It's all Spanish. And I can share that information with them, so that way they're aware and do not have to fear about this. And I think that's one of the main reasons. When you are not in the know, you fear, and so because you fear, you don't interact. You don't want to know about it because you think that it may bring trouble somehow.
Yes.
And we got to
Exactly.
change that. And how we can change it is by using our community radio station often to put out the information.
Yes, exactly. And your
And so what you are
wonderful
doing,
communication skills.
is wonderful because we appreciate that. We really do, Cindy. Know that. And so I'd like for us to continue. Send me information whenever you can, and we'll continue to air info so that way we can continue to educate the community. But I'd like for you to come on out and visit me in person, and we can do that too.
Yes, I would love that.
So I can give you some of my dates in the future, and we'll go from there. But like I said, anytime you have new information, please, don't hesitate to send it to me because I will get it out. And we could also do another phone interview. I mean, this is something that if you can't make it, we can at least communicate through phone.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for that opportunity.
No problem. Any shout outs, any thank you acknowledgments out there?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to do a shout out to
Okay.
a few people. One to Mayor Tubbs in his office because he's always been, very supportive of, for example, this study that I did about a year ago, the housing study. He and his advisor, Max Vargas, they were very helpful. And they've continued to be very involved and supportive of census activities. And I'd also like to give a shout out to El Concilio because they've also been, great partners and very, supportive. Particularly Lisa Vela,
Yes.
who we've worked quite a bit on census and getting a complete count committee together and getting prepared for the census 2020. So
Wow.
Those are my two shout-outs.
Wonderful.
To the city and to El Concilio.
Okay. Well, Concilio came through with flying colors today and they decided to sponsor our event. And our event is the 5th annual Chicano Community Program, Radio Reunion and Car Show. So they came through with flying colors today, and I was just so happy. So thank you, Annette. Thank you, El Concilio. That's Annette Sanchez. And
Yeah.
so definitely. And, I was inviting them, please come on out and represent. And I'm going to invite you too. Cindy, you
Well,
should be
thank
out
you.
there, and I think you should represent, have a booth with your information so that way we can continue to educate the community about the census.
Yes, thank you.
So I would be more than happy to send you that information. Just go ahead and send me your email and my phone, and I will make sure that I get that information out to you today.
All right. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
And it is a Sunday. It's a Sunday, August the 11th, 2019, and it's going to take place at Weber Point. Big family event. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm hoping that you can make it, okay?
Great. Thank you.
What a pleasure to have you. Thank you for educating us. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, nice to have met you, even if just by phone.
Next time it'll be cara a cara, face to face.
Yes, bueno, pues.
Well, thank you, Cindy.
Así será.
And if anybody's got any questions, is it possible to put out, give some information there, contact information in case they can call you? I don't know. It's up to you.
I can give my email if people have questions. It's C Quezada, so Quez as in zebra, ADA at sierrahealth.org.
One more time.
C Quezada with a Z at sierrahealth.org.
Okay, there you go. Well, thank you so much again for sharing your information about the census right here on the Voice of San Joaquin, TVOSJ. We're always here, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much from the heart, Cindy. And keep up the awesome work that you do.
Thanks.
I'll be in touch, okay?
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye now. Okay, you heard it right here on your community radio station, and I enjoyed that. Oh, my goodness. You always learn something new. Always learn something new, and I'm going to continue to bug her. I'm going to continue to call her and say, okay, what's new? Fill us in, and we'll do an update. Why not? And that's what we should be able to do each and every time, as often as we can on your community radio station, the Voice of San Joaquin. And remember that we are community inspired, member supported, volunteer powered, and we are thevoiceofsanjoaquin.org. Please give us a call. Look us up on thevoiceofsanjoaquin.org to become a member. It's only $20 per year. Very inexpensive. Or you could underwrite any of the programming that you listen to throughout the day. We have several variety of programs right here on the radio station. So check us out around the clock. And I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy what you hear. So thank you so much for tuning in. Do appreciate you in a big way. And don't forget, support your community radio station event, which is a fundraiser on Sunday, August the 11th, 2019 at Weber Point. Of course, we're going to have Latin Magic Band. We're going to have the Juan Escovedo Band coming all the way from the Bay Area. Yes, I'm kind of hoping that maybe Pete, his dad, the jazz legend, I'm kind of hoping he pops in, and who knows, maybe even Sheila E. That's Juan's sister. So got my fingers crossed. Hopefully that will happen. You never know. But definitely he's going to be there with the band, Juan Escovedo, so don't miss it. Mike Torres Band as well. And then we're going to have also Blanca Sagun, my girlfriend. We go way back. Yes, we went to school together. And she's going to be coming in and jamming with the guys and maybe singing a song or two. Just elated to have her present and to be part of the event as well. The founder to your Chicano Community Program, KOP Days, back in the day, and I want to say 1976. And I actually started in 78. So I'm going to have Ramirez present, and he's going to be playing with his brother's band, and that's the Ramirez Brothers Blues Band is called. And so I'm just elated to have him again. He's been so supportive year after year, and this is the 5th year that he'll be performing. And so we're just so happy and just blessed to have us still with us and supporting this awesome family event that happens every year. Now, last year we were at Oak Grove Regional Park. This year we're over here at Weber Point. And what a magnificent venue. Wow. Beautiful, overlooking the Delta. Beautiful area. I mean, the big area that's carport, it's just gorgeous. And we're going to have a lot of fun there with music. We're going to have a lot of fun with car shows, motorcycle shows, and not only that, but enjoying the Mexican cuisine that's authentic all the way with maybe some imported beer, Dos Equis, Modelo maybe, Corona. Of course, we're going to be serving beer and wine to go with your meal. So definitely it's going to be awesome. We have vendors in el mercado. So I'm still looking for some more because, of course, that park is so big. So big. Got all the space. So if you are interested or you're a vendor, please give me a call. I will send you the application. Give me a call at 209-470-9585, or you could also send me your email. If you send me your email, I have no problem there to send you all the information that you need. Okay? We're going to also have prizes and raffles. We're also going to have all sorts of different activities that have to do with cultura, and an art challenge, soccer for kids challenge as well. And that's for male and females. Whoever wants to come up, you can challenge each other and see who hits the ball the most with your head, with your chest, with your knee, and maybe even your foot. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Not only that, but I'm going to have artists out there painting on the spot. Yes, we're going to be producing. I'm going to even be painting a picture, and then we're going to auction it off to help out the radio station. And since this is a fundraiser, we invite all the artists out there to be part of it. Okay, don't forget also for the individuals that like to make a salsa, a tasty salsa, you have an opportunity to take first place. Now, for the past 3 years, men have been taking it. So ladies, like I say, let's step it up so that way we could win it and take it back. If not, try the guacamole contest. Okay, so there's 2 options right there. So you have your choice, one or the other, salsa or guacamole. All right. And as you are trying it and sampling it, you are going to be the one that's going to choose the winner. So everybody's going to be able to vote after you try and sample the salsa and the guacamole. So if you are going to bring it in and enter, make sure that you bring some chips. Okay. All right. So this is the way we're going to do it. And it's going to be the people's choice. We're going to go that way. Okay. And not only that, but for the car show, I just want to say CVC, Central Valley Cruisers, you are so wonderful. I just love you, love you, love you for being part of the car show every single year. Again, my heart goes out to you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, you're the most beautiful people that I have met, and I'm just elated to have you in my life, and I thank you. I thank you for my heart, del corazón. Of course, I'm going to have some judges that are going to be from there. So they're going to be judging all the cars that are going to be entering. And it's going to be quite the sight because every year I just wait for them. And when they come in, it's just so neat. The sound that the cars make. Not only that, but as they're coming in, the sight, wonderful. And these are Stocktonians. This is Central Valley Cruisers, and they have some of the most beautiful cars that you've just ever seen. So come on out and enjoy this beautiful event. You're going to love it. It's our 5th annual Chicano Community Program Radio Reunion, car show, and now motorcycle show, because this is the first time that we're adding motorcycles. And so I just want to thank Mike last year for entering his first motorcycle, and he won. He started it. Mike Salazar, thank you so much for doing that, because now you gave us something else to look forward to, and that is the beautiful hugs, the beautiful motorcycles out there. And so if you have a nice one, you can bring it in early morning. 8 o'clock is when the roll-in is going to take place, and register it, okay? Because you may have a winner. So, and come on out and enjoy it because it's going to be wonderful. A lot of music, a lot of fun. We're going to have the Cesar Chavez Mariachi come out from Cesar Chavez High School to play. And then we have also Gambizi and those 4 coming from the Bay Area. And oh, what music they play. They call it fusion music. And it's awesome. It's very addictive sound, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Not only that, but we also have Ballet Folklorico, the Frank Zapata. Frank Zapata has been with us for years as well. Thank you so much, El Corazón, Frank, for doing this. And not only that, but the students, they beam, they glow when they perform. And it's all because of the danza. It's all because of the Ballet Folklorico. And I appreciate you. We thank you from our hearts, too, for being with us for so many years. And you know what? I recall back in 78, 79, when we would advertise you on KOP, on your Chicano Community Program. And yes, Betty Ramirez, I go way back then. and I'm able to bring that same format here to your community radio station, TVOSJ, and continue it. So happy to be able to do that for you. So, but remember, come on out because it's only $5 if you buy your tickets in advance. $5. 5 awesome bands. And not only that, but all the performers. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be introducing a new band as well, and they're called the Dookies. But you know what? They're going to be awesome. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Not only that, but la señora Verónica Pereserio, she is going to have, she's going to show her beautiful dresses that she sews that have a touch of cultura. And she's quite the seamstress. And let me tell you, these fashions are going to blow your mind. So we are looking for some models to come on out and show some of her designs because they're going to be magnificent. I'm kind of also hoping that the Lopez brothers come on out and also play some of their congas and timales and harmonicas with a little bit of culture sound. And yes, I'm talking about you, Anthony, and you too, Carlos. So let me know if you're going to come on out so that way you can play while the catwalk comes alive, right? De cultura. So if you have any questions, give us a call, 209-470-9585. If you need an application for vendors, application for registering your car, your motorcycle, give us a call or send me your email at 20947 09585, and I will send all the information needed to you, okay? All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being part of, I almost said your Chicano Community program. Well, it is. It is. But Sabor Latino is today with Betty Ramirez, so thank you. Oh, I forgot. I need to thank everybody that has been part of the event, so here goes. Thank you to State Farm, 1036 West Robin Hood Drive, room 103, and that's in Stockton, California, 95207. Phone number to, insure your vehicle and your properties is 209-475-9336. Again, the number 209-475-9336, and that's State Farm. A big thank you to PG&E for coming through. Together, building a better future. Stockton Bingo. Winners, Stockton Bingo. Thank you so much. Lopez family and Rivas. Thank you also to GRA Architects and Associates, Inc., Dement Real Estate Group, and At Work for You. Citywide Towing, DBA, Next Generation Towing, LLC. And their number is 209-957-5757. Thank you so much, Roger. Thank you. Also, we got Rick Rios as well, Rios Body Shop. We have Danielle Silva of Self-Awareness Recovery, Veronica Vargas, Tracy City Councilwoman, who's going to be our speaker this year and around, I would say, 3:30. So look for her. She's going to be giving us some good information. And so, yeah, she's going to be our speaker for the day. Julie Damon Brown, thank you for coming through. And not only that, but sponsoring us year after year. Do appreciate you. Francis from the Beauty Salon, Stockton Monument, Vigil Mobile Notary Service, Miguel Villapudoa, that is our county supervisor. Farmers Insurance, Manuel Luna. Thank you, Manuel. And then we also have, Carlos Villapudoa, Jose Gomez, Party Bus. And not only that, but he's got a business called Car Tunes and Tints. And then we have Veronica Preciado, Zapian. Thank you so much. Pedro Ramirez, Zapata Funeral Homes, Mr. D's Pizza and Pub, La Flor de Puebla, Casa de Cakes, Credit Solution, La Bamba, and La Mejor. And then not only that, but we have the car clubs that came through as well. Chicano's Pride, and that's Lecha. Thank you, girlfriend, for coming through. Do appreciate you. And so, that's something that touches my heart because of the name. Chicano's Pride. Chicanos. Yes, and they're going strong. They have a beautiful car club. And, we have Untouchables as well who came through. And do appreciate you. Oldies, oh my goodness, Oldies Car Club. That's Julio Ramos. And do appreciate you in a big way. I appreciate when car clubs come through and support your community radio station. They are doing so many awesome things out there in the community. They're supporting so many nonprofit organizations. Not only that, but they're extending their hands. They're extending their love. They're supporting. They're helping families that are in need, and not only that, but a lot for the homeless as well. And I just want to say thank you, thank you. Marcos Hermano came through with Impala's magazine. Thank you, Marcos, for coming through and for helping us grow as well. And we do the same for you. We're always in support of all of your beautiful car club shows and car shows, lowrider car shows, bomb shows. Oh my goodness. He has really brought some really positive changes and awesome events here in Stockton, California. And we're very appreciative of that. So I'm still looking for more car clubs out there. If you'd like to join in, all you have to do is give us a call at 209-470-9585. Let's make it happen. We're here for you. And I'd like to see more involvement of more of the clubs that we have out there, because I know we have plenty. So thank you so much. And like I said, the event is Sunday, August 11, 2019 at Weber Point in Stockton, California, the 5th annual Chicano Community Program Radio Reunion and Car Show, hashtag CCPR5. So when you do see that, CCPR5, you know that's our branding name. You know it's us. Your community radio station, the voice of San Joaquin. And of course, this is Betty Ramirez with Sabor Latino. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you for making today special. Do appreciate you in a big way. All right. Hasta pronto. Hasta mañana. This is Betty Ramirez signing off.